Hey guys, what's up? This is Bharat Nagpal. You're watching iGyan, and today we're going to be unboxing and taking a first look at the Redmi 7, which has just been launched in India. So let's quickly get started. Now the phone has just been launched in India. Pricing and buying information will be available in the description below. We've also unboxed the Redmi Y3, so you can click a link in the description below to go check that video out, or simply click the information card on the top right of this video. Now the Redmi 7 comes after the launch of the Redmi Note 7 and the Redmi Note 7 Pro, and as always, it's not even the middle of the year and we're already confused with the number of Redmi phones available from Xiaomi. The Redmi 7 is packaged in a usual Redmi flagship format, so you get a white box, the pictures of the phone on the top, specifications on the back, and information on the sides, including some pricing information, which they've conveniently cut out for the purposes of our review. Let's quickly cut through the packaging, and the first thing inside the box is an inlay which contains the back cover. Again, a welcome addition, a back cover inside the box. You also get some documentation. This contains the warranty certificate and the user manual. Next up is the phone itself. I'm gonna remove it from the packaging, and you can see this plastic on the back. I'm gonna get rid of that as well. We'll place it to the side. You'll see that the next thing we get inside the box is a USB charger along with a micro USB charging cable, and straight off the bat I'm quite disappointed that there's a micro USB port on this device and not a USB Type-C port as we saw on the Note 7 Pro. Let's take a look at the device itself. Now the front has a 6.26-inch display which has a dot notch or a teardrop notch on the top, which does house the front camera, which is an 8-megapixel camera. The display has a resolution of 1520 by 720 pixels, a 19:9 aspect ratio, but only 720p on the display. The front has a 2.5D Gorilla Glass, which is Gorilla Glass 5. Moving over to the bottom of the device, you will find that there is a micro USB port, which is flanked on either side by two grills, both of which look identical, but one is a microphone while the other is a speaker. The right has a power button and the volume button. On the top, an infrared blaster, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and a secondary noise cancellation microphone. On the left is the SIM tray. This can house two SIM cards and one micro SD card separately up to 512GB. On the back are the two cameras, 12 megapixel plus 2 megapixel depth sensor. The 12 megapixel camera has a 5-element lens, a 1.25 micron pixel size, and an f2.2 aperture, almost identical to the Redmi Y3. You can also see the dual LED flash along with the fingerprint sensor, which is on the back of the phone. Now there is a little bit of a difference here. The back is nice and glossy. You do have a gradient panel, but it doesn't shimmer and shine like the Redmi Y3. But it looks nice. It looks definitely premium, and the sides have metal, which is a matte finish metal, which also looks pretty brilliant and premium for the device. So once you power on the phone, you'll see that it's running Android 9 along with MIUI 10 right off the box. You do have some apps that are preloaded, bloatware apps. You can easily delete them if you don't want to use them. Of course, you do have your traditional set of Xiaomi applications, along with the ability to get rid of the navigation panel on the bottom of the device to get a gesture-style navigation look from the phone. You can also duplicate apps if that's something that you're looking for, and you get your usual set of MIUI customizations on the device. The phone is quite responsive, and running between applications seems good. Multitasking seems also efficient. Watching videos on this nice and bright display is quite convenient. However, the 720p resolution is something that worries me, but is not immediately evident when you look at the device, which has really nice colors on the display. However, a lesser resolution than you would expect from a device which has a 6-plus-inch display. Now the phone runs on a Qualcomm Snapdragon 632 chipset, which offers 8 cores at 1.8 GHz and the Adreno 506 GPU. This too is a 14 nanometer chip, and the phone is available in two formats, 2GB plus 32GB along with 3GB plus 32GB, and like I mentioned, you can pop in a micro SD card up to 512GB on the device, giving it lots of expandability options. Now this also has carrier aggregation along with dual VoLTE both your SIM cards active at the same time. Now, the camera app is pretty standard for a Xiaomi device. You do get a depth mode, which is a portrait mode, and the camera in itself has an AI mode. The front-facing camera also gets AI selfies along with a portrait shot, and the main camera also gets Pro mode along with a panorama, and video is capped at 1080p at 60 frames per second from the main camera, along with 1080p at 30 frames per second from the front-facing camera. The phone is available in 3 colors, just like the Redmi Y3, the black, red, and this comet blue that we have over here. And it's called the Aura Smoke design on the back, and the fingerprint sensor on the back is also nice and responsive. The phone weighs in at 180 grams and is quite convenient to hold in the hand, and the included case is also handy, and it also has a slight cover for the micro USB port, which is something that usually gets damaged on these devices. Now, unlike the Redmi Y3, this does not have any kind of ingress protection or any kind of coating, so this is not water repellent. Even with the P2I coating that is available on the Redmi Y3, that is not available on the Redmi 7. Overall, the phone looks nice and feels quite snappy, but we'll be reviewing it in depth to tell you what the phone can actually do in a later on video, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, go check out the Redmi Y3 unboxing. Both of these phones are quite similar in terms of specifications and design, but there are certain differences in the phones. If you want anything specific about these phones, do let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already a part of Team iGyan. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.
I don't know what I want, I don't know what I need, but I feel there's something missing, someone's missing me. I don't know if what we had was just a waste of time. You got 70,000 friends, but I am one of them.